Go into your working folder and open up a document with the name PenTool101.ai. That will be our sandbox to play around in. We're going to talk about a really neat tool. It's a foundational drawing tool called the Pen Tool. The Pen Tool's been around forever. Actually, it really has. It has literally been around forever. Go back in time to 1987 when a company called Aldus, not Adobe, introduced a program to the world called Illustrator. Aldus Illustrator. The program that you see in front of you right now bears little resemblance to the program that I saw in 1987. Didn't have all these bells and whistles and all this really neat stuff. All these drawing tools, okay? All that stuff was not there. But we did have one thing, and we still do, and that's the Pen Tool right here. The Pen Tool hasn't really changed in all those years. As a matter of fact, other programs like, well, CorelDRAW, Photoshop has a Pen Tool, InDesign has a Pen Tool. They all function and basically work the same way. They are designed to draw foundational vector artwork. Okay, this self-portrait over here was done with the Pen Tool. I mean, that's all I use, just the Pen Tool. It's not really a self-portrait because I don't wear ties and I've got a mustache and a beard. So other than that, it's me. But I did that with just simply the Pen Tool. The Pen Tool will draw something as simple as a straight line, or as complicated as a London skyline or a Jurassic Park dinosaur. It doesn't matter. It's been there, and because it's foundational, it functionally really hasn't changed. When I was younger and I needed a glass of water, my mother would take that out of the tap. Okay, we drank water out of the tap. I know that's hard to believe today. Today we have designer water in bottles, and I drink my share of it, don't get me wrong. But the one thing that's still there, even though the bottle has changed, is H2O, hydrogen and oxygen. This is the H2O of this program. It does not change. So in this lesson, let's just do some basic, how do we use the tool stuff. There's two things you do with this tool. You either click or you click and you drag. And those two things, combined with some experience and skill, allow you to draw anything you want. They create anchor points, connecting paths, making shapes. We fill them. So if we come over here, notice first off, well, let me select the tool, that might help. If we come over here, notice the asterisk next to the Pen Tool. Now what that means is you're about to create something new. You're not connecting to anything. You're not pulling in other anchor points. This is brand new. If we click, to me, the analogy here, if you will, is a nail in a board. So I took a board, hammered in a nail with my Pen Tool, with my hammer. I then attach a string to it, and I need to stretch it someplace else, so I need another nail to stretch it to. So if I come over, say, to about here. Now, if you had smart guides on, you would see lines showing you things like straights and 45s and all kinds of things going on. If you don't have them on, and let's say you want to draw a straight line, it's the Shift key. So I can get down here. That's obviously not a straight line. But if I hold the Shift key down when I click, it will be a straight line. Now, you will notice also, after I did the first click, the asterisk went away. Now what that means is you are in the process of building something. And when you click, it's going to go someplace else and make a line to that area. Now if we're doing like an upside down pyramid, the easiest two-dimensional shape, or the most simplest two-dimensional shape you could draw would be a pyramid. You got to have at least 3 points. And if I come down to about here and click again, and it draws a straight line, we're doing straight lines here. Now when we come back up here, you want to wait for the circle. When you see the circle, that means you're closing the shape off. If you don't see that circle, you're not closing it off. It's still open. So if we want to close, we go here, click. But you will notice now that it's closed, I get an asterisk. Again, I can start all over again. But what if my goal, like over here, is to create open shapes? Okay, if I come over here and click again, and then say come to here, say I hold the Shift key down. But that's all I wanted to do. I wanted an open line segment. That's all I wanted. Now you will notice the upside down V. We'll talk about those other things that the Pen Tool shows you as we go through this chapter. But I have this segment. What do? Well, you can do a couple of things. The easiest one is to simply press the return key if you're on Mac or the enter key in Windows. Just go ahead and do that. And now you're back to drawing again. Another way to do it is to hold down the Control key. That's the Command key on a Mac, Control key in Windows, and click, and you can do the same thing. Now, a third way is if you're drawing like this and you're done drawing, if you just go to a different tool and you would come back to the pen tool, you'd be drawing straight again. Now, these are all straight lines, all these, but you'll notice over here some of these aren't straight lines. How do we draw a curved line? Well, it's actually pretty easy. All we have to do is come over here and click and drag, and when we do, we generate a nail, an anchor point, with direction lines coming off the anchor point. Now, if you hold the Shift key, you make that go straight up and down if you want to. But if I go something like this and then let go, if I come over here, now it's waiting, but those lines are like stretching that cord that I'm about to tie between these 2 points. And if I click again, it begins to bend it, and I can do anything I want here. And keep this up all day. And again, if I'm done, I can press the return key. And there you go. I've got a curvy line and a bunch of straight lines. With practice, as you work with this tool, you will be able to draw anything you want to draw, but it doesn't make sense if you need to draw a circle to use that tool. I'd come over here probably and use this one. So we have tools that can help us if there is ever a time when you need a specific shape drawn and you don't have a button or a tool to do it with. Well, the pen tool's there for you.